Hey everyone, this is Sark and welcome to yet another draft analysis video. This is like my second draft analysis video in like 3 weeks or 2 weeks. I don't know why. I joined another draft league, which is crazy because like I am like I'm okay. I'm not like super busy. All I do is work and draft league. Maybe I should do something about that. I don't know. But anyway, so Guy messaged me and he was like, "Do you want to join my league?" And his league's like lower tier draft, like not lower tier terror captain. It's just lower tier draft, which like means like tier 4 and tier 5, usually from NCL. And I was like, sure, that sounds good. It was not good. But anyway, so I joined this league and I drafted up my team. So the Bridgeport Bulus have joined the season 5 of GDL bad, and we have drafted ourselves a team. And the team is fine, although I would say this is the draft that I have been sniped in the most. Like, I think, okay, shout out to my friend Jelly, and I think I sent him like 20, around 20 draft plans, and all of them have been sniped. I was so pissed. I was so fucking pissed. I got sniped left, right, up, center, everywhere. Every fucking where, and I was like so annoyed. Like, I cannot believe how much I got sniped on. I got sniped on like Hatram. I got sniped on Crabominable. I got sniped on Murkrow. Like, who the fuck gets sniped on Murkrow? Or like Hatram, for that matter. In 2024, like, who even. But this is the league for those shitmons. So, that's what we got sniped on. So, had to adapt a lot. So, I'm really excited to use some of these bullshit because, like, I think so we had to draft 11 Pokemon. The Terra system is the same as NCL, so you select one Terra type and that just sticks with you. Unless you use one of your Terra transactions, you get 5 for the season. You play 8 games, then there's playoffs, blah blah blah. And yeah, everything's allowed to Terra. There are no Terra bans here that I know of, I guess. Weather setting abilities are banned. Yeah, we can just go over the rules. Like, I don't want to like speak out of like my ass. So weather setting abilities are banned. Trapping abilities are banned. Last respects is banned because like Houndstone's allowed because Houndstone's a pretty shit Pokemon anyway. Z moves are banned, which is like not a thing that's like yeah. Moody's banned again. All the other clauses are like fine, but like the major thing is that weather's banned and like trapping is banned. But you can set manual weather, which is viable. But like I'm not gonna be doing that shit because I have no weather abusers. I think so. I'm still not sure about my team that much. Can you tell I did not plan this video at all? But I never plan my videos. I just like start recording and then I just like start speaking. So yeah, let's start drafting, analyzing. We're not drafting right now. Anyway, so I open the draft board and I look at the top tier and I just look at this one Pokemon that I love using, which is not Tapu Bulu. Surprise, surprise! I can use other Pokemon which are not Tapu Bulu or Zygarde or Mega Pidgeot, and it's Electrode Hisui. So I have used Electrode in like I think 3 leagues before, and I've played about I want to say 22-ish leagues if I check my dog, but I don't want to shout out Johan who forced me to make my dog. But yeah, so I've used Electrode in about 3 leagues, and it's like a fantastic, I won't say fantastic mod, but like pretty great in like standard play as well. So obviously in a league where like a lot of the stronger power level Pokemon are just not present, like the strongest Pokemon you're gonna face is like fucking Rotom Frost. It's pretty great, and like the speed tier is elite. Like this is probably the fastest one there is, except like Ninjask, which I think got drafted. I'm actually not quite sure. It might have been drafted. Our tier is called Ninjask, but it might have been drafted. I don't know. But Electrode has like some good utility option. It gets screens, I think. It gets lead seed. It has volt switch. It has taunt. Fast taunt is always good. Plus, I don't think there's a single mon on the board that can force it to run damage, which is always great. So you get to run modest. Modest specs Electrode does like a huge chunk of damage. Uh, think my second pick was Kantank, because it's always good to have a fucking grounded poison type. And also, this draft is proliferated by a lot of not fully evolved Pokemon, which are very dependent on Eviolite for their bulk. So having a good knockoff user is always good. So that's why I snagged up Skuntank, because I thought Skuntank's pretty good. Also, I've used Skuntank before. Skuntank was on my first ever draft that I did, and it was pretty good. Although it just came to like a couple of games, but I think it was pretty good for what it was supposed to do. It was able to do. So I'm really excited to use it again now that it has its moment to shine here. Think it's pretty good. My third pick was Viscash. I wanted a bulky water type, so I was between Primplup and Viscash. Uh, I discussed this with Grai a lot, and he kind of convinced me to go Viscash because Viscash only having one weakness in grass is solid. So beating most electric types is good. Plus, the only electric type that actually really beats it is Electrode, and I already got Electrode. So, I mean, obviously, some electric types do have random coverage moves, but like that's just the game we play. Uh, then from that, I just like kind of went haywire because I started getting sniped and shit. I got some Evilite mons. I got like 4 Evilite mons. So my defensive backbone is like pretty Evilite dependent in Wallaby, Sliggoo, Frillish, and Clefairy. All of them are like fucking Evilite mons. But I think all of them do pretty good things. Clefairy is a good fairy type with Wish passing, which is really good for Sliggoo, I would say. Sliggoo being my steel type. I think something that's really sad about my team is that I don't really have a good fairy resist. But there aren't really good fairy types to begin with. I think the best fairy type is like Darkspan. Like, yikes. It's a Darkspan, guys. I'm not scared of a Darkspan. I'm gonna eat my words. Mark my words. I'm gonna eat what I just said, that I'm gonna lose to a fucking Darkspan. But anyway, I think this defensive core really works because Wallaby gets like defog and knockoff, which are really good moves. It also gets U-turn, I think. Let me just confirm. It does get U-turn, which is nice. Momentum wise, I'm doing pretty good. Electrode being a grass type also really helps in the sense that ground types cannot really block Volt Switch from it since the grass typing threatens them. I also snag Pinsir and Dodrio for some physical offense. Pinsir's also really good because it can run a good Moxie set with Choice Scarf, Choice Band, whatever you want to run, or even just like a Boots Sword Stance Moxie set, or with I don't know if it gets Trailblaze. Is Pinsir even in Scarlet and Violet? I don't think it is in Scarlet and Violet. Is it? Does Pinsir get Trailblaze? Pinsir Smogon. I am pretty sure Pinsir is not even in Scarlet and Violet. It is not. I was right. I should always trust my instincts. And where has that gotten me? Nowhere. Unfortunately. But I think Pinsir is like a really good one. And like Trailblazer side, if it has some speed boosting options, which I don't think it gets agility though, but let me check if it gets any other speed boosting. It gets bulldoze. That's cute. Can't run double team. That's bad. That's illegal. Harden's cute, kind of. Iron defense. No body press though, but it does have close combat and earthquake, which is nice to hit steel types with. And X's is always good. But it has like a massive 125 attack stat. So you can always run like fucking Scarf Moxie though, which is like always good. It can run like defensive sets as well. It gets another big draw about Pinsir is running Mold Breaker with knockoff to threaten Sticky Hold Mons in the matchup it requires it to, and run Stealth Rock on like Magic Bounce Pokemon, which I think Hatron's the only one, which you naturally threaten anyway with like X-Scissors, so you don't really need to worry about that much. But just in case. It's like nice to have. And then running defensive sets with like toxic and stuff is also pretty good. So I think Pincer's like a really good mon, both offensively and defensively. Even though being a bug type is kind of sad without U-turn. Then Dodrio is also pretty good. I think Dodrio is kind of underrated in standard play as well. Even though I've never used it, but Kate is using it right now, and he bought it to one game, and it didn't even hit the field. But I think Dodo is pretty underrated as such. It hits hard, it is fast, and I kind of wanted a fast mon, which it gives it to me, gives a little bit of speed. My speed tiers are very wonky, but I think a lot of people have wonky speed tiers in this draft, at least. So I'm not really complaining about it that much. I was feeling like my draft is a little weird on the special offense side with just Electrode there, so I grabbed and I wanted a fire type. So I went with Simisear, which is a Pokemon that I absolutely loathe, just in general. Because, like, A, I've never used it in draft, because why would you fucking draft a Simisear ever? And B, it's a Simisear, it's so ugly. Like, I fucking hate that Pokemon. I hate all three bears, but like Simisage is for monkeys, not bears. Simisage is fine. Like I like Simisage a little bit. I can tolerate Simipour. Simisear has no redeeming quality. It's like a fucking generic ass fucking monkey with no redeeming qualities. I fucking hate that thing so much. But this was the only fucking fire type that made sense to me, and it was kind of fast. And I was like, I'm just gonna draft this and just like maybe bring it to like almost every game because like I might need it. But I hate it so much. It gets like decent moves in knockoff and stuff, which is like a good move to have in this fucking league. But I don't know. I just hate it so much. I don't even know what moves it gets. Like it gets like flamethrower, I guess. Like also its move pool has not been updated in like I don't know Gen 7. Wait, I'm getting a call. Give me a sec. Okay, I can take this later. Like, look at what are these stats? Like 98 special attack, 101 speed. Like it's all right, I guess. It gets nasty plot. It gets nasty plot, which is nice. It gets taunt. It gets grass knot. Okay, guys, I fear this Pokemon might be growing onto me right now. Why am I kinda liking this? It gets knocked off. It also gets okay. I might have been wrong about Sunny. It's actually viable. What the fuck? Does it get SD? It does not get Sword Stance. Unviable as fuck. I was wrong. Simisear might be him, bro. Simisear might be him. Okay, it has useless abilities. I mean, I guess Blaze is fine. I guess Blaze is alright. I guess. We'll see. Uh, so I already talked about Pinsir. I talked about Skuntank. So Hakamo doesn't really do much. Not a fan of Hakamo as such. I really wanted a fighting type because fighting types are good in this format in particular because there are a lot of dark types, there are a lot of normal types. This was the only one I could get. But I got sniped on all the fighting types. Like there was a point in the draft I was like, I really need a fighting type, but there are no fighting types on the board. There were no fighting types left. Everybody grabbed all of them, and I was just like, I was in the trenches for a fighting type, and this was the only one that I was like, fine, you know what? I'll just take it. So I took it. Might bring it to like a couple of games. I don't know. I don't really have high hopes for it. Talking about Whiscash, so I talked about all of them and like I clubbed all of them. But like so Wallaby again, knockoff user, U-turn, defog, good utility mon again, usable in standard draft as well. Kind of not a lot, but it has some niche options that can be used in like certain standard drafts as well. Same I would say about Clefairy as well. Sliggoo, I have seen people use it in standard draft before. It gets crazy moves like Infestation and stuff. Infestation Toxic, and then Shell Armor is pretty good because you can't get crit, and I think you get like Acid Armor or something. I think. Let me make sure. Sliggoo. We are in fucking S&M. Oh, I mean, you have Curse, which is even better. And you have Acid Spray, but like, I don't think you want to use Acid Spray. You have Acid Armor. Yes, that's. Did I say Acid Armor? I don't even remember what I said. I just said it. But Curse is better, I would say, then. You don't get Iron Defense? You know, you have Shelter, which is pretty much the same thing as Acid Armor, but with less PP. But I think Curse is better than Curse, Iron Head, Sleep Talk, depending on whatever fucking matchup it is. I don't think you get a way to like boost your special defense, but your special defense is already pretty high, and if you just like throw an Eviolite on you, then that's better. So yeah, and you can't get crit, which is great because I always get crit. I should not say that because I crit people all the time. Frillish again, Evilite Mon. I've used Jellicent in standard draft, so kind of hoping this is like a mini Jellicent. But yeah, I think it also gets moves like Strength Sabulovis, Scald, Recover, Toxic, shit like that. So that's what I'm hoping it's gonna do. Not having high hopes for this, but let's see. How bad can it be? It was 20 points, and I wanted a ghost type. So I don't have a ice type, a rock type, and a psychic type, but who cares? So yeah, so like I talked about it already, kind of weak to fairies. My only switch in is Simisear. Yikes. I have a Moonblast switcher in Hakamo, which with bulletproof. That's something. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, let's go over the terras really quickly so I can explain them. Okay. So for terras, I went with Ice on Electrode, which was like I think the most common terra I have seen in standard play as well, and I think that's the terra I have used every time I've used Electrode. Ice is pretty straightforward. You just beat all the grounds you cannot beat with grass. So I think Electric Grass and Ice is the combination you go with. You can also beat dragons with it. Skuntank I went with grass for like a coverage. You boost your Trailblazers. You and defensive typing against ground. Viscash Poison again, same idea. Pinsir I went with fighting for boosted close combat. Sliggoo I went with water for like I think it's like a kind of like a good defensive typing in general, and I think that's what this suggests. It does because like it's banned in NFE. My bad. I don't know. I didn't check it. So for Dodri I was between ground and flying, and then I just flipped a coin. Not my smartest moment, but also not my dumbest. And I've used this sentence twice today. Believe it or not. Clefairy I went with electric because I have a Terra Electric Clefable in NCL, and I was like, same thing, right? Probably not. Simisear I went with grass again, same logic as Skuntank, literally same logic. Hakamo I went with steel because fairy resist. Frillish I went with fairy because mini Jellicent, so gonna do the same thing. And then Wallaby I went with poison because I just thought it would be like a nice fairy resist, I guess. So yeah, I think matches start next week sometime. I'm not sure when they start. I'm gonna have to ask Karai because not everybody has finished inputting their terras. Also, the other division is still in the middle of drafting. They're like slow as fuck. So yeah, gonna get back when the draft starts and weekly uploads again. Yeah. So let me know, but what will you let me know? Let me know what you think of my team, I guess. Alright, see ya, I guess. Goggle says hi. I'm so bad at this. I am, but it's alright. I'll get better someday, I guess. I don't know. Okay, my cursor disappeared.